A rodent got into Barndale's department store and chewed right through one of the store displays. Sydney and her manager Eloise need to work together to build a new display. When Sydney works alone, she can build a display in 7 hours. When Eloise works alone, it takes her 5 hours. How much time will it take to build the new display if they work together? So basically, in this here, we're really looking at how fast these two people are doing something. So a rate of some sort. I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible to kind of understand here. If we're talking about Sydney specifically, Sydney does a single display in 7 hours. So when we talk about rates, we always have it fractions basically. And what I'm going to do here is because actually, I'll leave it like that for now, and then I'll come back. So that's Sydney. Eloise, however, takes her 5 hours to do it. So one display, and it takes her 5 hours. So in the end here, basically, we're going to take both what Sydney is able to do and what Eloise is able to do, and we're going to add those two things together. And in the end, what we really want here is we want one display. Like we want to finish it off and we have a display when we are done. But the issue is that the question is asking us how much time will it take to build the new display if they work together. So in this situation here, really what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be multiplying the first rate times time, right? So again, if I were to take Sydney's display per hours, and then multiply it by however many hours they work, that would give us how many displays they could do. But really, I just want one display, which is why I'm adding them together and getting a single display here. So basically, they're both going to work for the same amount of time. So I'm using t as the variable. And now I just have like my first rate times time plus my second rate times time equals one display. So when I do this, I'm going to go ahead and a couple of different things. I'm going to basically add the two together. So I need a common denominator. So I'm going to simplify this here really quick. 1/5 t equals 1. So now I'm going to add those two together. Common denominator, I got 5/35 t plus 7/35 t equals 1. Then when I add those two things together, I get 12/35 times t. So this is their rate together, 12/35, and we're just trying to find how much time it would take them to complete one display. So now I'm just going to, multiply by the reciprocal to get rid of it. And so the time that it will take is 35/12 of an hour, which if we're talking about, in terms of actual hours and minutes, which I'm not going to be too picky about. If you leave it like this, that's fine. But this is really 2 and 11/12, which when we're talking about time is 2 hours and 55 minutes.